Right, hello, hopefully I'm live and you can see me. I'm already quite tired, so I won't do too long a stream today, because obviously for people in the UK will know it was the UK election last night, and I stayed up fairly late watching it to sort of see the initial results to see if it was going to be a Labour landslide, and then, you know, when I could tell it was pretty much going to be that as predicted, I went to bed, and then, you know, didn't get to sleep straight away and woke up not feeling too refreshed, so, yeah, it won't be on too long today. But carry on with this. So I want to go through the tunnel. Best defence. Man killing bearers on the prowl, risking Mackenzie's mission to find Astrid. An old Voyager legend might hold the answer to overcoming mass predator. So I'm meant to be getting some sort of fabled spear to kill a big bear that apparently I can't kill with the Enfield for some reason. That way I want to be going, so again to the railway tracks, but then the other way down the railway tracks. And for anybody wondering, the Liberal Democrats won in my area. But interestingly, the Conservatives probably would have still had the seat in our area if Reform weren't there. Because if you minus, or if you add like the Reform votes to the Conservative votes, they'd have easily beaten the Lib Dems in my thing. So, like I said, even for the people that don't like Reform, I'm glad that they were actually running in our area, because they siphoned off enough Tory seats to actually lose them the seat. We can talk about politics a bit today, not that we normally do, but because we had the UK general election, it's kind of all the thing on the news over here. So it's the politics sort of chat isn't too bad at the moment, because it is actually what is currently in the news. And like I said, it was actually a good night for most people in the UK, in terms of, you know, the parties. The Tories lost that have been in power for like 14 odd years now, and everything's just gotten worse under them. Labour have, you know, won a massive majority, so it means in theory that they should start anything they want to put in, they should be able to do. The Liberal Democrats won quite a lot of seats, and some of the smaller parties won seats. So, you know, it's quite a shake-up from what we've had for the last 13 odd years of austerity and whatever else. So I'm going to try and be optimistic about it, because I can't see things possibly getting any worse. As the joke says, what does a Soviet or Russian optimist say? Things couldn't possibly get any worse. I wonder why the top of the screen's blurry. Oh, it's not there. It's weird. So maybe like some sort of motion blur thing? So I'll have a look in the options. Display. I don't think it's... I haven't noticed that before, I'm only just noticing now that motion blurry thing at the top of the screen. Yeah, Chernobyl series is really good, isn't it? Do you mean the HBO one? Because yeah, that's really good. 3.6, not great, not terrible. Am I still going the right way? Yep. Oh, I keep forgetting there's an auto walk button in this. That's going to be really useful when I'm streaming, because I can drink a cup of tea or whatever while I'm actually walking forwards and read the chat a bit more easily. Alright, Rajiv, yep. What's why they remove gun rights? What? If you made a previous comment, it didn't show up. Oh, is that wolf actually? I mean, it was in theory used in Afghanistan, but wouldn't have really seen any actual use. But it would have been issued, as like along with a lot of other Soviet masks at the time. But a sun-damaged one can literally be from someone just leaving it somewhere where the sun's been. It doesn't have to be Afghanistan. If you get a PMG and left it on a windowsill in pretty much any country in the world, and it got sunlight on it, it will still take UV damage. So it could just be from any sort of storage. Alright, weird Pringles chip. Yeah, you have to try and rephrase your question, Tony, if you're asking a question, because it just didn't show up, and it's the typical YouTube thing, where YouTube's hidden a comment, so I have no way of seeing what it was. Ah, good, the blur's gone. Ah, so that blurry thing might have been, like, because my guy had pain, or whatever it was. But yeah, like I was saying earlier in the stream for people that weren't on, I made the mistake last night of staying up too late watching the election stuff. So, alright, what's this map look like? So there's a big railway track going all the way across it. I want to head over another map as well. Okay. So I've got a long walk ahead of me. Yeah, I didn't have any drinks, Rajiv, but yeah, I stayed up too late, and I think because I had a load of like sort of chocolatey, sort of sugary stuff yesterday, it's still giving me a bit of a sugar crash kind of thing. So yeah, today I want to do this stream, maybe do a couple of other bits, then have a bath and go to bed, because I'm up early for work tomorrow, so you know, I definitely don't want to be up late. Oh yeah, there we go, now the pain thing's healed. Yeah, my screen's not blurry anymore, that's a lot nicer. Yeah, hopefully, like I said, it's all in good condition, that, like I said, working condition, but yeah, like I said, some of them will have been issued and then just gone back into storage. Yeah, I'll put my gun away actually, because I'm not sure if it does slow you down or not, but I might as well put it away. So yeah, at least I found out that the auto walk button is very useful in this, so... By tapping Z, my character auto walks, so I don't have to constantly hold W down. Yeah, and today is Independence Day in Britain from the Tory party, so there we go. I can't read all your comment, Rajiv, annoyingly. Oh, and I'm in haha, because I was saying the annoying thing is YouTube has that heart symbol now, but it covers up a part of the chat, stopping you seeing all the messages. What's the biltong license? What, so they can have, like, biltong beef or whatever it is in the game, rather than just calling it jerky or what? We don't technically have an Independence Day, but like I was saying, we had the funny thing where, ooh, a gun book. Advanced guns, guns, guns. Yeah.
What have we here?
Don't need jeans, don't need those, don't need ammo. Don't need a bedroll. Take those. Yeah, so we have an Independence Day just in the sense that the political party that's been in power for 13 years or so has been absolutely kicked out now, because after so many, you know, years of them being in power, I think everybody was fed up regardless really of your political leanings, whether you were left, right or whatever. They've just kind of pissed everybody off to this extent. If you can look after them properly, originals, but the problem is obviously if you don't have a place to keep them all preserved and everything, you'd be kind of destroying a historical artifact getting an old World War I mask, because a lot of them dry out very easily and stuff like that. So it'd be cheaper and better just if you want one for kind of cool factor, getting a reproduction. I won't talk too much about it just because of YouTube policies on stuff like that, but yeah, I don't really care as long as people don't harm anybody else with what they do. Hello. Oh, yeah, the Enfield worked pretty well. I only shot that wolf because it was right in front of me. Wolf carcass. I won't be able to carry all that meat, so let's carry 2 kilos of meat, the hide, and I won't bother the guts for now, because I have to dry them out. I am losing, oh shit, a lot of temperature doing this. Okay. How far am I along the road? I'm going to go try and make it back to that train, and then start a fire near the train, because I'm going to freeze to death out here, because the temperature is really low now.
Can't feel my feet.
Yeah, I know, mate, you can't feel your feet because it's bloody cold. I think since I started streaming the story mode, this is the first time I've had actually a really sort of dangerous cold temperature. There we go. Right, made it back to here, thankfully. Ah, there's a fire barrel in here. That's useful. Start fire.
That's done.
Right, add fuel. We want this to last a while. I might as well add all my fuel to this fire for now. Oh, there's some coal in here as well. Right, let's grab all this shit and chuck it on the fire. I don't want to get that way from me. Right, I've got 11 hours of fire at the moment, so that's good. So I can warm up here. No cooking pots in inventory. I can cook that meat though. So 1 hour, 8 minutes until ready for both bits, was it? Yeah. Alright. Past time until ready, because that's warmed me up at least. Yeah, I played Insurgency Sandstorm. I played more of the older Insurgency, so Sandstorm I own, but I've not really played much of it, to be honest. Right, there we go. So, I'm not freezing to death now. My character's warm, but as it's still pretty snowstormy outside, and my thing's got a few hours left in it, I might as well use my bedroll. Oh, there's another bedroll there. Let's take that one and then just harvest it while I'm next to the fire. And then I'll use my other bedroll. So, where's the bedroll? Shut up there. Right, so this one will harvest because it's not in as good condition. Oh, it gives me 10 cloth for a bedroll, that's pretty good. Ah, now, the wind stops and it's still daylight. So, I haven't got loads of daylight left though. So, if I use my bedroll and get at least a couple of hours sleep, and then see what the weather's like after that. So I'm next to a fire. Feels like 56 Celsius, that's hot. Can you overheat in this or not? Let's do 3 hours first and see what it's like after that. No, I guess you can't overheat at least. Yeah, like I said, with Armour 3, it's just because of the performance issues I've had with it. That's the only reason I never really got into Armour 3. Armour Reforged looks good as they're adding more and more updates to it. Yeah, I thought the Fallout series was alright, you know, not great, not terrible. Didn't think it was awful, you know, didn't think it was amazing. I'd happily watch a series 2 of it, you know, it's one of those sort of shows. The Boys is currently the thing I'm watching and really enjoying at the moment. I might as well get a couple more hours sleep then, while I've still got a fire. Oh no, I always do that, pick that up by accident. Right. Campcraft, bedroll. Was that the wind back up again? Yeah, the wind's back up again out here, so it's going to be, I guess, I just want to see what the temperature's like out here. Yeah, it's cool again. Right, I'm just picking up some sticks to chuck in my fire. It's got 2 hours left on it, but I'm not going to want to really go out of the train until morning. So add fuel, add all the sticks. That's given me another 4 hours of that. Alright, let's go back out and find some more sticks. So I don't want to get too far away from this and then find I'm going to be freezing to death again. Yeah, Chernobyl's good as well, yeah. Yeah, I thought The Last of Us show was pretty good, because again, there's lots of things like that where I'm pleased if I enjoy them, you know. Because often with things like that, you think, oh, is it going to be any good, you know, because it's based on a game or whatever, but yeah, The Last of Us was quite good. Never watched Cobra Kai, that's like related to the Karate Kid, isn't it? Again, there's lots of stuff like that I'd watch if I remember to watch it. Right, add fuel, sticks. I've got 15 sticks now. Right, so that's another fire. Might as well add all the sticks, so I'll find more sticks quite easily. Right, 6 hours of fire left. Right, my guy needs to eat and drink, so let's eat a bit more of that wolf meat, because that's fresh, I don't want that to go off. There we go. drink the water because I'll save my actual fizzy drinks for calories and water at the same time. Shame I don't have a pot on me, because then I could boil snow at the moment for more airsoft. The annoying thing is, I've got some airsoft guns. I'd love to actually play airsoft, but there's not an airsoft site that close to me, and the one that is closest is quite a while away, and they only do, I think, airsoft on like one Sunday per month. So I'd have to book it off work, and then you'd have to hope it's not cancelled because of really bad weather and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where I'd really like to do it if I lived closer to a place that did it, but, you know, the annoying thing for me is I'm just in an area where it's not really practical. Yeah, the game's very good, Last of Us. It's kind of that right mix between a story game with action in but not being a walking simulator kind of thing, if you know what I mean. It's like that good mix of enough gameplay with enough of the story thing without it feeling too walking simmy-ish or like too much of a game if you weren't too much into games to not enjoy the story, if that makes sense. I'm just going to see if there's anything else in any of these other train carriages while I'm here. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah, the States is definitely somewhere I really want to go. And again, I've got an actual passport again now. So I might save up and then next year or something actually go to the States. Because it's, again, one of the places I really want to go. And I know I can go shooting in other countries in Europe for cheaper, but again, the States I really want to visit. Because I know a lot of people that have visited the States just to see like some of the things like the Grand Canyon and really enjoyed it. And again, there's loads of people I chat with on YouTube that have said to me, you know, if ever I go to the States, they'll pay for ammunition if I want to go shooting with them. And I don't think they're the type of people that are going to deliverance me. So, you know, it's I definitely look forward to that. Right, okay. I want to sharpen my hatchet up again, I think, because I've been using that a bit. Yeah, I've used that quite a bit, actually. Whetstone sharpen. What's Maine's initial? So if MI is Michigan, what's Maine's? Is that MA for Maine, or 99%, that's good enough. Let's sharpen this one up a bit. And then you've got confusing things like Washington State and Washington DC, which again, I know where they both are on like the actual map of the states. One's on the west coast and DC is on the east coast. But again, that's a bit confusing if somebody just says Washington. Ooh, now you're going to test me with Carolina. I'm assuming North Carolina, is that roughly on the east coast? Is Carolina close to Virginia sort of area? Like where North Virginia is and that? Or am I going to get that completely wrong? Because there's some states like California, Texas, Maine and like say in Washington, I kind of know where they are on the map. And it gets a lot more confusing when you try and then say some of the other like less famous states. Not to insult anybody from any of those states, but it's just when you're trying to geographically think where they are on the map. It's like I can kind of name some of the ones, like Florida as well, because it's on the coast on the east. So, but it's like, when you start getting to places like Ohio and some of like the more inner sort of states, that's where it gets harder for me. Ah, cool, so I was actually correct with that one. But yeah, if you were going to ask me, like, with Arkansas or Arkansas, however it's pronounced, and some of, like, those sort of states, it's like, some of them I know where they are in relation to other states, but I'd be absolutely shit at pointing to them on the map. But again, with the UK, good luck with that if you're, it's like with the UK, if you ask a lot of people where certain counties are in the UK, they wouldn't be able to tell you even if they live over here. And again, even for me, there's counties I can roughly point to where they are in the UK, but I wouldn't know where the boundaries are. Like, it was confusing enough yesterday with the election, knowing, it was easy to go out and vote, but actually when I was looking up who my MPs were and, like where my electoral results are, looking on the map, because they, again, in the recent election, they changed where some of the electoral boundaries were, so I was like, am I in this constituency or this constituency? I've got a book I can read, haven't I, in here. I want to drink a cup of tea before that goes cold, but that's not in the game, that's in reality. I can repair these as well. Repair. But yeah, I think with, like, the US, obviously, the states, like I say, the states I can remember where they are is mostly just, either if they're historical reasons, if they're, like, kind of the important states with the US history, either with, like, War of Independence or the Civil War, or if it's, states which are just famous states because, like I say, like Florida, California, they're all kind of the more famous ones. But yeah, it's like that with a lot of countries. You can sometimes point out where the capital city would be roughly on a map, but you'd struggle to, like, name other bits of it. And you've got, like Appalachia, haven't you, or near Virginia and that as well. Yeah, Detroit's quite interesting, isn't it? Because Detroit used to be a really good, like, town, like, city for, like, the motor industry and everything else, and isn't Detroit, like, not to be rude, a bit of a shithole now? Like, a lot of, places that... is Detroit technically the Rust Belt? But, like, where you've had... Because we've had, like, that in the UK, where we used to have cities that were really prosperous, good cities, and then they've kind of just turned into, like, crime-ridden shitholes because of, like, people being poorer there, and, like, industry moving out and all stuff like that. And again, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody that's in any of those areas. Like I said, in the UK we have lots of areas that have just gone to shit in terms of, no investment in them and everything else. Alright, what was that? I was going to read a book, wasn't I, that was in my inventory. Right, the skill books, where do they turn up? Because I found the Guns book. Alright, I'm going to have to look through absolutely everything. Oh wait, no, they're different, aren't they, in the single player, I think? Because I think in the single player campaign... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that, I think it's just, like, it has a passive buff for finding the book. Whereas, yeah, in the, survival mode, you actually have to study books. Like, you have to convert time to, getting skill points. And then you get the countries where lots of people get confused about where the capital is because, like, they have a second city that's more famous than their capital. Like with Australia, you have Canberra, however you want to pronounce it, is the capital, but everybody thinks it's Sydney because Sydney's a more famous city. You know, I imagine there's people that think New York's probably the capital of the US, not Washington, DC. But, you know, again, you get that with a lot of countries where, you know, for whatever reason, there's a city that's more famous than the capital city. And then you get countries where the capital city has actually moved over the years, where it used to be in like one state or province in a place, and it moved just because of like population centres moving or for whatever other reason. Right, what time is it in game now? It's coming up to sunrise, and there's 1 hour 45 minutes left on that. So if I add some more fuel to that, right, that's got 2 hours 19 minutes in it now. So if I use my bedroll, I'll sleep for another 2 hours, and then see if I can brave the wind in the game and head back down the road.
Looks like I survived another night.
Yes, you did, mate. You did. Because I got back to the train. And the weather looks nice and clear now. Because that's the thing, with the survival mode, it's not scripted at all, but I don't know how much of the actual story mode it's like scripted that, you know, the first time you walk down there you might encounter a snowstorm or not. So I don't actually know if that was scripted or if that was just kind of an interesting thing that I was like, oh shit, I need to turn back and get back to the train because otherwise I'll die of wind exposure. I am going the right way, aren't I? Yeah. Right, I'm going to definitely drink some of my cup of tea now while my character's walking in a straight line. Oh, it's good if Detroit's actually getting better again. Because I know, like, New York was famous, wasn't it, in the 80s for being, like, really, really horrible and sleazy, and that's improved again. In terms of, like, investment in it. And, oh, that's my spent rifle casing. Oh, I can pick him up.
I can use this.
Primer's not struck on the back though, that's a feature that they should have modded. For saying that, in this game I doubt you have to replace the primers when you reload shells. That's interesting to know. So yeah, whenever I shoot my gun I can pick up my own shell casings for crafting more ammo with them. Yeah, I was saying it might not be the case with New York. I'm sort of saying, but it's that kind of thing I was just using as an example. Oh, now what's the capital of Canada? I'm actually trying to think. Is it Vancouver, the capital of Canada, or Toronto? I don't actually know. Because the interesting thing of Canada as well is historically, obviously, had French Canada and British Canada, like British Columbia, and all that. And obviously Canada now is one country, but then you've still got the weird thing where you get a French-speaking diaspora and an English-speaking diaspora. Yeah, the Great Lakes has shitloads of shipwrecks, doesn't it? Because of how just giantly big it is. Because yeah, the Great Lakes are pretty much in all of like the northern states, doesn't it? Go and basically southern Canada. I was watching a really interesting documentary at one point about lighthouses in the Great Lakes. But yeah, I don't act, like, I knew there was loads of shipwreck there, but I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about any of the individual ships. Like, the only real famous shipwrecks I know about is obviously Titanic for obvious reasons, because it's kind of like the world's most famous shipwreck. And obviously other things like, can't think of the name off the top of my head, but the American ship the Germans accidentally sunk, pulling America into World War One. And then obviously Japan doing all the shit in Pearl Harbor that pulled America into World War Two. And I know General Belgrano was the Argentine ship sunk by Britain in the Falklands War, the famous big one that was sunk by a British sub. And again, there's lots of British ships that were sunk, like, you know, during World War Two and stuff. And obviously Bismarck got sunk, Yamato got sunk, you know. But yeah, in terms of civil shipwrecks, I wouldn't actually be able to name them. Lusania, or whatever it's pronounced, yeah. That's the one. I'm going to say my pronunciation of it's going to be shit, and the text is so small on my phone. I can't see the order of the letters very well, but yes. Lusitania, something like that. And you've got other famous ships like the Bounty, where they had the mutiny aboard it, you know, because they wanted to stay in Tahiti. And you've also got, yeah, the Mayflower was the ship that left from Plymouth with the settlers to the US, wasn't it? The well, that batch of settlers, because the Vikings had probably already been there. Yeah, my guy's freezing again. It's very slowly this time, at least. The wind's not as bad. Is Britannic the one that was tied to the Titanic, or is that something different? There's a really interesting thing that I've been to in the UK, speaking of ships, kind of about ships. I accidentally kind of walked into an urbex kind of place just because it was conveniently near somewhere else we were at, and we're like, cool, why is there an overgrown massive car park here? And I think it was called Hoverloid, and it was an old massive hovercraft thing that used to go from France to the UK. You know, that slowly died out because of the Channel Tunnel. But you had this like massive kind of overgrown car park where there used to be a big old hovercraft like industry there. Ah, okay, yeah, so yeah, you've got me on that one. Wouldn't have known that, would have just forgotten about it. Yeah, there was obviously shitloads of ships sunk during World War One and World War Two. Oh, I'm still cold here as well. Right, if I open the map, how far do I need to go into this map? Oh, it's still a very long walk away even on this map. Right. I'm going to have to see if I can find some shelter again, I think, partway down this road. Oh, train track. Oh yeah, you had, so also, what's it, yeah, speaking of Northwest Passage, you had, Terror and Erebus, didn't you? Because the Terror, the TV series, is based on, like, a book that's a fictionalised version of that. Was that the Franklin Expedition? I think it was called. Well, that's kind of related to the Long Dark. The Long Dark is very much that kind of the Terror type thing, where it's just kind of mythical bears and freezing temperatures that get you. And then recently we had a shipwreck called the Moskva. There's been actually quite a lot of sunk Russian ships in the Black Sea recently. Oh yeah, I'm losing temperature even faster now. Right, let's get off this train track and see if there's anywhere I can actually shelter more efficiently. Oh yeah, I have to be careful because my idiot character likes to sprain his ankle. This might be a very bad idea what I'm about to do now. But at least in the story mode, if I die, I can load a save, unlike when you play survival mode, where it just auto-saves constantly. Oh, there we go. I've crunked my ankle. So, hang on. I want to use a bandage on the sprained ankle, because that's kind of like a stim. So that's that healed. What was my other thing? Pain for left foot. I don't have any painkillers. Oh dear. And you do actually have to be careful on some of the ice in the game, because I died on one of my survival runs, which I wasn't doing on the stream, because it turned out I walked on actually really thin ice and fell through and died of hypothermia. Is that, what's his name who did Barnett's Privateers? Stan Rogers? If so, yeah, then yes. Is that the Italian one, the Andrea Doria? If so, I don't know much about the real thing, but I did listen to a creepypasta about that one. About where there was like monsters on the shipwreck when some divers go to like examine it. And then of course we had the Titan submersible, where that guy's like, trust me, my little plastic sub is totally safe, and they imploded. Yeah, we're talking about a lot of shipwrecks on this stream, that's fine, it's actually interesting. But yeah, my guy is still getting very cold, so I need to do something about this. Can I reach that maintenance yard? If I'm already 50 minutes into this stream, or like 45 minutes into this stream, I'm amazed how quickly time goes playing Along Dark, actually, when you're chatting with people. Probably just because it's kind of a comfy game while chatting just about interesting stuff that comes up. And it also seems to be one of the games that when I stream it we tend to get a decent amount of people on for, whereas some of the other games, like, you barely get anybody on. So it's like I said, the annoying thing is if I just do a vertical stream using my phone camera, YouTube will notify a lot more people I'm on, but when I do game streams it doesn't, but whatever. But you know, I generally just prefer these for just having a casual chat where it doesn't get constantly like pick up this and show this, you know, politics bullshit, politics bullshit, politics bullshit. Like I said, I don't mind politics too much today because we had an election and we're, you know, so that's kind of fresh in the news and it's actually interesting. I just don't like it when people go like, oh, I hate people with this political party, you know, because I like this political party. Now if I start getting really cold I can make a fire to warm up, but like I said, I'd rather try and find a sheltered building or whatever first. Tell you what, as it says I'm sheltered from the worst of the wind here, let's just do a fire for a brief period. So I want to do space, isn't it, for campcraft, fire. Can I light a fire around here somewhere? Or is it because the rocks are too bloody vertical that won't let me do a fire? Why can't I place a bloody fire here? Right, never mind then, let's carry on. I don't know. What is the one in the Great Lakes with bodies still in it? Also, I assume because the Great Lakes aren't saltwater, the bodies preserve better in them? I don't know. Because I know in like a lot of historical shipwrecks, there's no bodies anymore, just because like they've been completely eaten and like completely deteriorated, you know, due to fish eating them and like the causticness of the water and all that. Right, okay, I'm sheltered from the wind here. Can my guy make a fire here? Oh, I can, good. Right. Accelerant, start fire. It's too windy to start fire. It says I'm sheltered from the bloody wind here. Let's try and do it right next to the tree. I'm not sheltered from the wind anymore. Ah, what about with this big barrier thing? Oh, I'm warming up anyway here. But can I still make a fire here? Because then I can have a fire for like an hour and warm up completely. Space, campcraft, fire, there we go. Accelerant, yes, because I don't want to die. There we go, now add fuel. There we go, we've got an hour of stuff there. So, do I need to repair any of my clothes while I stand in front of the fire? They're all pretty good. What about my axes? They're pretty good. Can I repair the pry bar? No, I can only harvest them. Yeah, I might as well eat and drink. It's kind of like the crazy things of like some of the mummies and that they find in the ice, where the skin's kind of tanned, but they're still really, really well-preserved bodies. Oh, there's some more sticks, might as well grab those. My guy's cooling down again because I'm doing that. Right, yeah, let's get back next to my fire. Oh, it's only got 8 minutes left. Add fuel. Ah, there we go. And sticks. Let's add about 5 more sticks. Oh, why did it nearly go out again? Is that because of the wind, or? Anyway, let's stand next to this again for a little bit. Is that Morbid Mortician? I think I've seen some of her videos, if that's the female mortician that does videos. Again, it's like one of those channels that I've not really watched, but, you know, they seem like they made good content when I have seen some of their videos, but... Again, I should have brought a little tin. Oh, actually, if I finish off, like, a can of soup, does that give me an empty can? Let's try that. Is it going out again? Yeah. Add fuel. Ooh, yeah. Right. Cook. Banged up tomato soup. Select. Pass time until ready. Okay. Eat the tomato soup. Ah, there we go. I'm fully warmed up. Excellent. And yeah, now I've got a recycled can, so I can use the recycled can to cook water. That's it. Heat water up. Pass time until it's ready, and then pass time until it's fresh water again. Take it. Let's do that again while I've still got fire. Ooh, that's gone out. Oh, can I start the fire again there? Just want to get my last bit of water. I know I could use the water purification tablets, whatever.
Well,
no,
that didn't
right.
work.
if I take that water and then I'll use the purification tablets on it. So purification tablets are in there. Use purifying water. Right, let's carry on trying to get to somewhere where I'm not going to freeze to death. Now I've got my temperature back up. So maybe that abandoned construction yard or whatever it was in the north when I get... Oh, hi dear. And if I stay in this bit, I'm hopefully going to be more sheltered from the wind. Yeah, this game is stupidly comfy for some reason. I don't know why a game about not getting eaten by bears and not freezing to death in the Canadian wilderness after some sort of post-apocalyptic event is comfy, but it is. I remembered what the art style reminds me of in this. It reminds me of Firewatch, but I think this is a much better game than Firewatch. Because it's actually a bit of a game and the story seems interesting, not spoilers. Oh wait, there was no conspiracy theory. Real life is disappointing. Oh, there's a locomotive over there. Can I get in the locomotive? Yep, locomotive engine. Has it not got a door on it? Why can't I get in the locomotive? That would be a good little bit of shelter, that would. You think that would be a door you could go in, but no. I'm disappointed by that. I can't just sit in the locomotive. I mean, I did see a thing where somebody was saying it might be like this game feels comfy because, like, you know, it actually feels like you're... I think it's the ambient noise as well. I was going to say, like, you're actually surviving against the elements and that, which probably appeals to a low, you know, some bit of the human brain, you know, like low down or whatever. Sort of basic hunter-gatherer kind of instincts. It's a bit like if it's a wet, rainy or, like, snowy day outside and you're sat inside in front of a fire with, you know, some hot chocolate or something, or a coffee. Oh, there's the bear again.
Oh, shit.
I've got a Lee Enfield. Pull out your Lee Enfield. Yeah, I do really like this art style. Ooh, Aurora Borealis. At this time of day, located entirely in your wilderness. I still want to go.
Is that a campfire?
But yeah, as I say, I really like this art style because again, it's like, I think for an indie developer this is quite good because it means they don't have to make everything super detailed, but it actually, you know, still looks nice and everything is visually consistent in the same, you know, game type thing. Oh, it's this guy again.
You again?
How goes the war, my friend?
War?
The war between man and nature, of course. The lights in the sky, you and the bear. The cold, hunger. The old fights returning.
Did you scare the bear away?
There was no bear when I found you. Perhaps it isn't yet time for your paths to cross?
Listen, old man. I'm not sure.
You still believe things are going to go back to the way they were?
Lights in the sky.
Remember, I said they were a reckoning.
Powering the lights around us?
Now you see.
This can't be. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, and yet it has happened.
Screenshot actually like the thing. Aurora Borealis.
So,
We haven't
this is
seen
some kind
pounds.
of recurring Aurora Borealis?
Possibly.
And it's affecting the electricity, the power?
And everything dependent on it. Animating it, or destroying it. Perhaps both.
And you knew this was coming?
No, but it was only a matter of time. This has all happened before.
I've had a lot of trouble with wildlife lately. Is it always this dangerous around here?
I've seen many strange things, of course, but the birds and beasts, their rhythms are their own.
Meaning?
The patterns of nature have been interrupted, broken. Even those who once knew how to read them are now confused.
What do you think's spooking the wildlife?
I can't say for sure, but the lights in the sky may hold the answer.
So, you think the aurora is influencing the wildlife, too?
There is much in nature that we cannot understand. Would it be so strange?
That was like all he has to say. Okay then. Bye. Bye bye. Oh, at least it's restored all my energy with that, Right, okay, so... Oh yeah, because this is the interesting thing in this game. The electricity comes back on when there's an aurora. Yeah, although I still think it would be cool to have, like you're saying, like, a thing like that. So, I mean, you can get, obviously, stylized looking shooters. So yeah, because I think in like this kind of story to the game, although a lot of it isn't really explained,
Wonder if this is
the Aurora Borealis sort of thing when it first happened was what, like the magnetic storm was what destroyed all of like the, you know, like power stuff on Earth. But it's like not like the power is like gone. It's, you know, like it's not like the fuses are all blown or whatever, because the stuff actually comes back on when there's an Aurora Borealis. It's like the magnetic fields are broken or something. Another thing with stylized graphics is games with stylized graphics tend to age better graphically than games that try and be photorealistic. Because if you think back over like the decades of how many games looked really good when they first came out, that now, you know, don't look that great, because obviously photorealistic style graphics have improved massively over time in terms of resolution, you know, texture detail, and all the stuff like that. But stuff like this kind of always seems to upscale quite well. Oh, another 303. Oh, hello. I've still got 8 more rounds after this, so I'm actually doing quite well for ammo. They hate the light. Oh, a hacksaw. painkillers, but I don't need them now because my eye is no longer very painful.
This gear's starting to slow me down.
Right, okay then, if you're too overloaded, let's use up some of our stuff. Let's drop the crisps. No, don't need this, do I? Actions, harvest. Streams are back. I've been streaming quite a lot recently, so yeah, I guess you just haven't had notifications for them or you've not been around. Is there a stove in here? Yeah. Although I don't really need to sleep, do I? Yeah, I'll need to drop some stuff I'm carrying. Right, what's the least useful stuff I'm carrying at the moment? Let's drop some stale beef jerky, because I don't need stale beef jerky. Stale chocolate bar, right, drop. Energy bars, oh, I didn't want to eat one, but I can. Do they not go off energy bars? Because none of them seem to say stale or whatever. Those are dusty and they're cold, so let's drop them. Let's carry on like that for now. More wolves again. I quite like the soundtrack to this, even though I've got the music turned off to try and avoid copyright strikes. Maybe this isn't even meant to be music, maybe it's going to be weird electrical noises. But yeah, the soundtrack to this game is really good. It's just a shame that if I do the streams of the music on, they immediately get a copyright like strike, you know, takedown thing. There's not loads of storyline to it, in all honesty. There's like the survival mode is basically just a survival mode, but the story of this is just that there's basically been like a really bad economic thing for years. And like everything's gotten bad because of like the economic stuff, and then there's been this stuff that's destroyed all like the electronics. To be honest, because Red Dead Redemption 2 has really good realistic graphics anyway, I don't think it really needs to be any different. But yeah, this does remind me a bit of Red Dead Redemption 2, of like the colder bit in the north, where it's really snowy. Yeah, the main issue I have with laptops is obviously, even if you get a really good spec laptop, they tend to either die fairly quickly or have a lot of performance hiccups just because of the fact they overheat so easily. So you end up having the problem that, you know, like even if a laptop has a fairly good GPU in it, you don't really get the performance you should out of it, just because it will overheat so quickly from being near so many other components. Where with a proper decent PC case, you have good airflow, so it doesn't actually. Oh, is that a cave there? That's not even the direction I'm meant to be going. Let's have a look what's here. Oh, I don't want to try and randomly place a fire. So what's this cave? Not much in here. Unless there's one of those little hidden things again. Like the cache sort of things that like the other ones I found, the stashes that were completely pointless looking for. Oh, that's making it even harder to see that out. Have a quick look, but I'm not going to spend ages looking around all the rocks in case there's a little hidden box with some rations in it. Yeah, I had an RX 480, I think it was, or was it the 380? It was whatever the RX one was at the time, but that was a really good, like, budget card, or, like, you know, the card price point when I had it. As in, you know, like, it could play everything at 1080p, no issue. Although, in terms of CPUs, you might want to look in for budget reasons into AMD, not Intel. Because AMD really are just better than Intel at the moment in terms of all price points of CPUs. Because it used to be, you know, like AMD was the kind of power-hungry CPUs, where Intel was like you've spent more money and then got a better CPU. But AMD, because they beat Intel to like 7nm processors, are just simply better CPUs now at all price points. Right, let's find my way up to the lodge. Oh, well, the Athlon is AMD, is it? Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I don't know, I was thinking Athlon was Intel, but because they're all called like stuff like Coffee Lake or like Ivy Bridge or shit like that, aren't they? The Intel ones, but yeah. But yeah, like I said, AMD is generally very good for CPUs. Like I said, especially like, you know, once they started getting better at, like, you know, not having to brute force the CPUs as much. Because yeah, my CPU is because this PC I literally waited till AMD released their 7nm CPUs, and then I got, is it a 3090X or whatever it's called, or is it 3900X? Sorry, I think it's 3090 is the GPU, isn't it? But yeah, that was like the CPU I waited for that, and then that was like the best CPU on the market for a while. But now, like, this one's dwarfed by a lot of the newer AMD CPUs. But even so, like, even when I compare CPU performance with a load of my friends of like quite high budget gaming PCs from around a similar time, mine still is a lot better. Is this the way maybe I'm meant to be going?
All this gear is slowing me down.
I see, I'm going to have to go round the mountain to, it should be sun up fairly soon. Any of my clothes need repairing yet? No, they're all pretty good. I could repair this one just to kill 51 minutes, whatever it says, just so I warm up a bit more while I'm waiting. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, Nvidia is still very good at GPUs. It's just they're expensive. But what AMD definitely has got better at is the problem with AMD GPUs used to be their drivers were awful. So you'd run into issues basically where you know, your GPU might be quite good out the box, but you know, like when newer games came out, the driver support was always awful. Because that's what I hated when I had a really old AMD GPU. But yeah, like I was saying, whenever it was the 480 or the 380 or whatever it was I had, that was when that was, you know, like I said, that was when their drivers actually got good, you know, and they started doing the Vulkan support and everything else. So they're definitely better with their GPUs, but Nvidia's really invested in a lot of the AI stuff, which is really interesting with their GPUs, like I said, because like Stable Diffusion, my 3090 can run really well. So, you know, there is stuff like that essentially where at the moment, you know, that's where the Nvidia ones, like the AMD ones, need to get sort of better again, is that the Nvidia ones are really good if you want to do AI sort of rendering type stuff. Alright, Mike, I probably won't be on much longer because I've been on over an hour, and like I was saying to people earlier on, I'm quite tired because I stayed up fairly late last night, probably to about 1:30, 2 AM, following the election stuff before going to bed, and I've got work tomorrow, so I need to be up at like 6 AM for work tomorrow, so I'm not going to be streaming that late on here after I finish this. If one of my mates is on, I want to see if he wants to play a game or something, and then I'll probably, you know, be having dinner and then getting an early night, I think. Yeah, but I will say that with the really old AMD stuff, it was partially AMD's fault, as in they didn't, like, quality control their drivers very well. Because with my really old Nvidia card, which was like a Radeon Sapphire something or other, I can't even remember its name now. Oh, hello, what's this funny looking wolf? It's like when you have the things in Stalker with the, stuff like that. But yeah, what I was saying about the GPUs is, yeah, I literally would sometimes get a driver, and the driver update would literally like brick the you know, thing, if that makes sense. Where, like, you know, you'd have to roll back the drivers because you'd get a driver and then like it would crash in nearly every game, you know, like blue screen your PC. So AMD did used to have a problem where they literally did not, you know, like properly test their drivers for a load of their GPUs, you know, where it would be one drive would come out for loads of GPUs, but if you had like a fairly old GPU, even though it was meant to be a driver for that GPU, it would end up causing more problems than it was worth. Yeah, I'm not great at sewing. I'm not totally shit at it, but I'm not great at it. I suppose if you can't sew clothes, just get some duct tape and duct tape your clothes together. Yeah, today was a day, my dad Mike had a lay-in, but that was because he was actually doing the, you know, like, election thing, where, you know, at a polling station, where he had to get up at like 5 AM, be in the polling station for 6 AM, and didn't get to leave till after 10 PM. So, he had obviously a very long day, and then he didn't go to bed straight away, because he was watching the election stuff until about 1 AM. So, I can understand why he actually had a lay-in today. That's quite pretty at the moment. I think with sewing, again, it's one of those things that if you have a decent size, quite big needle, it is a lot easier. Because I think what put me off sewing a lot when I was younger is when they used to try and teach us like sewing in primary school. They'd try and get us to do quite complicated like stitch patterns using these tiny little needles that were really hard to thread. But yeah, in terms of Light in the Sky survived the first Aurora event. Well, that wasn't very hard to survive, was it? It was just like kind of an interesting little dream sort of sequence, almost. But yeah, like I said, if you try and sew with like quite a big fat needle with big fat thread, it's a lot easier than it is if you're trying to do it, you know, like they used to have to try and teach us at primary school. But like I was saying, if you have a rip in the jacket, there's nothing stopping you duct taping it together in a survival situation. So like I said, if duct tape's good enough to seal off bits of NBC suits against chemical agents, I'm sure duct tape would work quite well at, Mystery Lake Lodge. Again, I'm doing that stupid Norwegian voice. It doesn't even sound Canadian. Hey, it's Mystery Lake Lodge, eh? I don't know why Canadian is one of those accents I can sometimes do and sometimes can't. Or like that weird accent they all have in Fargo. I'm quite pleased with the election result though, Mike, like I say, and as much as, like I said, I don't normally don't like talking about politics, I don't mind it at the moment. So I think everybody is pretty much just relieved, except maybe some really old boomers, that the Tories are out of power. Because again, the last 13 years I don't think have been nice for anyone.
Wow. This must have been really nice once upon a time.
Yes, a nice looking house. I will save the game and probably camp overnight in here and then I'll end the stream. As like I said, been on over an hour now, haven't I? Anyway, time goes quite quickly playing the long dark.
Now, to find that spear.
Right, good thing is I'm warming up. There it is. Broken boar spear.
Damn. Looks like one little detail got missed in the trapper's legend of the old bear. The spear didn't survive the fight. Must be something I can use to fix it in that old machine shed.
Stale but edible. Ooh, soda. Like I said, sodas end up being stupidly good in this just because they work for both your thirst and your hunger. There's no phone ringing, damn it! Oh, that's outside. I'll go back inside then. Let's just see what's in this little shed. Oh, I've got no stamina at all apparently. It's probably because I'm too overloaded. There's a wheelbarrow. There's a basement. Ooh, a flashlight. Oh, he's not holding it very well. He should have animated that better. And accelerants, like the fluid. Oh, and even more 303. But yeah, I'm very overloaded, so I want to see if I can find a bed upstairs and then sleep to get some of my stamina up, and then start working out what I'm going to dump for my return journey before saving the game and ending the stream. If I got just some wood on me, I can drop like sticks, because they're the sort of things where don't really need those. Yeah, 9 sticks. Let's drop all these for now, because you can find sticks pretty easily. Right, I'm at 50 kg now. Alright, is there a bed upstairs?
That'll come in handy.
Nah, I don't really need them. Bed. Right, hours to sleep. Let's do 5 hours. See if that gets my stamina back up. Then we'll finish looking around the house. Oh good, it's still daylight. So what that means is I can actually look around the house without having to use my lantern or my torch. Oh, I've refreshed the chat because YouTube had done that thing again where it wasn't showing me new messages, which is really annoying. But YouTube, for some reason, the mobile chat always seems to break after like 30 minutes of looking at it. Yeah, I could do it with subtitles, but so it doesn't really bother me enough. Maybe this guy just likes talking to himself.
This'll come in handy.
Right, I need to reduce my weight. So what have I got on me that... Because I'm stupidly overweight now in this. Right, so... I could use up the last of that whetstone. Let's drop all these because I've got lots of rifle ammo. Don't need stones. Oh, can I repair the torch? Yes. Alright, see you, Mike. Have a good evening. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be to bed fairly early tonight because, like I said, work tomorrow and up too late last night. But have a good evening. I won't be on much longer at all. I'm just going to sort some stuff out on here and then end the stream. Oh, have I got the cleaning rag for this? No, I haven't got a firearm cleaning kit. Okay. Do I need to sharpen my axes up at all? They're pretty good, but I might as well use the last of that whetstone up because I've got a new one. Right, okay, that's all those sharpened up fully. Does my storm lantern need refueling? Yeah, there we go, that's the last of that lantern fuel used up. My guy's getting hungry again, so you might as well... Peaches are cold, but that's alright, because I'm inside a house, so it doesn't matter if I get chilly, because the house is warm, so it'll warm me up. There you go, there's that. I'll use the last of the water to, well, not last of the water, but use some water up to lower my weight a bit more. Right, anyway, I'll end the stream now. Have a good day, everybody. I'm just going to save this where I am. But yeah, I'm still enjoying this, so, again, I'm at work at the weekend, so if I have time on Monday to do a stream, I'll stream some more of the Long Dark Monday. If not, I'll probably catch back up with streaming Tuesday. Right, have a good day.